I'm doing letters right now. I'm going like A,
Oh, no,
B.
no, sorry. Yeah, on your end there is a bit of a delay. So do it one more time. Erase and then do A B C again.
Okay. A, B, C.
Yeah, there is a delay on my end to see it.
Okay, well that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too
Cause like,
bad. I mean, because we can still talk about things and stuff like that.
yeah,
But we are streaming right now on YouTube. Let me see if I can get.
toss me your link.
Yeah, let me find the link.
I should be able, I should be able to find it, but YouTube, Rocky, gotcha.
Okay. Stream health seems to be good.
Okay. It's well, it has to be expected. It's severely delayed on
Oh
YouTube,
yeah,
but
it's definitely going to be delayed. I just don't know how delayed it is. I would say it's probably going to
it just
be.
finished erasing the ABC.
Okay, so it's probably about 30 seconds to a minute delay. That's okay,
Yeah.
though. I mean, that's to be expected with these types of live streams. Especially with YouTube, and not to mention, I am using a lot of bandwidth. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so it even says here, warning, like, stream status is good. It's not great. Um, of course, I don't understand how in the world I can be streaming at not at 9,500 kbps a second. Um, but I think this is good for now. Let me see. I'm going to. I'm going to increase the size of this a little bit of your window so that people can really see it. I mean, it looks like I don't know if that one viewer that's on right now is you.
That's me.
Um, that is you. So okay. So I'm gonna share this out that we're now on here, and it'll be easy. It'll be interesting to see.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Actually, the connection, it's not too much of a delay because, um, well, yeah, it's about 30-second delay. It's way better. Like there was times where there was like a 3-minute delay.
Yeah, I can't even imagine if you're trying to like take questions from people. So it says it's two people watching now.
One of them's me.
Um, okay, well,
So
we're
yeah.
we're
Well,
popular.
no, we got three. We got three. So anybody that's
All
tuning
right.
in right now, if you guys wouldn't mind letting us know how the stream is going, let us know in the chat how everything is going because we are testing this out for the first time to see if this could work, if this is something that we can do throughout the upcoming weeks, I guess. Just let us know what you guys think. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get some people in here and we'll be able to actually, hear their thoughts, what they think about how the stream is going and everything like that. I think that honestly everything should go pretty well. Um, I mean, it's showing here whenever you speak that you're showing up on the audio mixer.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Just scribbling to make sure it. So it just started drawing the dinosaur.
yeah. So there's about a 30-second delay. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So it's yeah. I can't even like if you're trying to like do something of urgency and you're trying to like field questions. This would be an interesting platform.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just testing this out as I'm like even as I have it on the screen in front of me and on the iPad, like there's an interesting it seems to be one to one and I get why it is because it's just showing the screen. But there's still something a little bit weird when I view it. I don't like it seems fine. Where did you toss it up on
I'm tossing it up
Twitter?
everywhere.
Let's see if there's
Yeah, so that we can hopefully see if people will pop in here. So far, nobody's made any comments yet. Again, if
yeah.
anybody's tuning in right now, if you guys could please let us know in the chat that you are on and that you are viewing this. That'd be great. Just because we're looking to get any and all feedback from everybody. Let me see if I can get the link on my phone and I can share it on Instagram. Again, if anybody's tuning in right now, if you guys could please.
Oh, your mic just went real quiet.
No, that's the background. Yeah. So I think that it's actually not as bad as we're thinking. I don't think it's actually 30 seconds. I think it's less than 30-second delay. So that's good. But yeah, if anybody could let us know how the stream like health is, if like you can hear both me and Blake, and if it's anything's like pixelating or anything like that, that'd be great. Just for our own knowledge, because we're trying some new things out and everything.
I'm gonna try throwing this into some of the Slack channels. See if that helps.
Yeah, I just did it on Brad Woodard's.
Oh yeah, I see that one. I'll do. Which one do I do?
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm gonna get my cords for this. Probably. I think Monday is when I get my cord to hook my iPad up, and that's when I'm gonna start doing some of these like types of doodle and drawing stuff.
Yeah, I like the freeness. Even I was actually surprised at how good this iPad situation worked. It's pretty seamless.
Yeah.
Like booting it up and then just dealing with the hurdles of Catalina.
Yeah, I mean the only negative part is just that that you see the record dialogue thing in there, but I don't think that's too much of a problem or anything like that.
It seems to be pretty smooth. There's 4 people.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if so it looks like it's cutting you off because I'm using the 7-inch iPad.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I increased that on purpose. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah. In fact, I'm gonna probably decrease the size of my window here a little bit more. There you go. So now it's not cutting me off as much. But yeah, I'm hoping if anybody's out there, if anybody is watching this, if you guys could please talk to us in the chat. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please ask away. That would be great for us because we're just trying to test this out. We're trying to see if this format is something that we can start doing more often on here. Mic check semblance, Patrick Hill said. I don't know what semblance means. So Blake, can you talk a little bit so we can hear you?
Hello. Chatty time. I like the weird tests. Like I remember from like Anchorman, like lemon lion.
It puts the lime in the coconut. Patrick, let us know. Does that sound good? Is the audio good? Can you hear both of us? Is everything clear? Hopefully everything is. I mean, everything's showing up that should be working on our end. But I just want to make sure that you guys can hear us okay.
Yeah, I think
yeah, he definitely heard us because...
Ignore me. What a jerk. That joke did not land, Patrick.
Yeah, it did not, unfortunately. But yeah, so I think this actually works.
Well,
yeah, I don't watch SNL nearly as much as I should. I love watching old bits of SNL, but that's about it. Yeah, so I think this actually really works. And it is interesting to watch you work here. So you're using Procreate, right?
I am. I've been jumping around to a few other programs, but Procreate seems to be the one that like keeps me coming back.
Yeah.
Just because like with a lot of those brushes that I like, especially because I use a lot of the True Grit brushes, and even the ones that are baked in are like really nice. Yeah.
Patrick's like, I feel like that's your guys' fault, not mine, that we don't watch SNL.
He's probably right.
He is. We should watch more of it. I mean, heck, we could probably watch the entire run of it, during this whole lockdown situation.
We have time, nothing but time.
Yep. Have you used Adobe Fresco at all?
I did not jump into Fresco, and that was mainly because like I could have, which I have this like weird thing. Like I love Adobe products, but there's the idea that I have to be like in a subscription model, and for some reason that even though I have Creative Cloud, my mind is like, oh, I gotta subscribe to that thing, and then I never did because I was like, oh, I gotta subscribe to that. It's just in the back of my mind, even though I know I have the subscription. It's like a weird thing that has been like kind of bothered. Anytime there's like new Adobe software that comes up, I'm like, oh, do I gotta subscribe to that too? Even though I have this bloody suite that I use regularly.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love Adobe Fresco. I never really, I mean, I played around with Procreate, but I'm just a diehard Adobe fan. I mean, I used to wear the Adobe hat like all the time. Now I have my new, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I now have my own branded hats.
I do. I like the one that you have on.
Yeah.
In the feed, I like the simplicity, even what you're doing with your brand right now, as far as like the monograms and just overall like how you're rebranding. I like it's a little harkens back to the classic. Even the fonts that you're using and the color choices you're doing. I like it's kind of like a royal. I don't know. It's got like a bit of a royal high-end look, but also it's cute and playful. So
yeah, like even on the back here, you can see. Let's see if it will focus. There you go. You'll be able to see it says Blue Cyclops Design Company on the back. I actually have two versions of this hat, and there's actually going to be probably a bunch more, where instead of the Cyclops guy on the front, it actually is what I've come to use as my like illustration symbol. Let's see if I can actually grab that.
The one thing that we need to work on with this is because I can see you in the feed, but because you're not in Zoom, I have to wait.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so you'll be able to see it. It really turned out good. There's like one part of it that needs to be tweaked, but overall it turned out really good, and you'll be able to see it in a second. Patrick says Blake sounds a bit muffled, quiet. Otherwise, this looks great. I'm gonna jump out and get back to work on my own projects. Cheers. So that is good. That it sounds like things are good. I think that the muffled sound could honestly just be because of the fact that it is coming through my microphone up top, and we just have to figure that stuff out. I just moved my microphone down a little bit more, and hopefully that will pick it up a bit better. But, geez, I keep getting warnings about the stream's current bit rate, and I'm just like, okay, hopefully this like clears up. The one problem with my internet, I have what they call Gigablast with Cox. The problem with it is, huh?
Oh, that sentence.
Yes, right? Gigablast with Cox. Yeah. I get that now.
Sure.
The problem is that it's a, if I hooked up directly to the modem, which the modem is in another room, I would have 99 megabyte download speed. Right now, I probably have like 300 to 600 megabyte download speed with our Wi-Fi mesh, Google Wi-Fi mesh. But with Cox, they actually slow down. What's the right word for it? They slow down. Hey, Mark, let us know how the stream is looking for you, by the way, or how is it sounding? Because we're testing this thing out right now. We're trying to see what's working, what's not. But they basically buffer the speed, the upload speed. The maximum I can get is 35 megabytes a second.
Oh.
And it really, it really hampers these types of streams, because if they didn't have that on here, we would have no problem. It would have no no like latency issues or no lag time or anything like that, we would be perfect right now if it wasn't for that buffering that they do. Mark says it looks fantastic. Great. Blake, do you want to talk a little bit so he can hear you, so we can find out?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why companies do that, like, as far as the throttling go. I don't know if it's, like, part of your package or whatever, or it's just some kind of weird policy they have.
It's their policy, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't quite understand why people do any of that kind of stuff. Like, it's the same with, like, telephone companies from, like, back in the day, and then they still try and charge you for, like, long distance, even though, like, long distance isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's not even going through, like, traditional phone lines. It's in the air. But they still want to charge you for those things.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're coming in super quiet on their end. Jimmy D Rock, thanks for tuning in, man. Glad you could catch the stream. Like I said, we're just testing things out here and seeing what's working. I think that one of the biggest problems, Blake, is the fact that you are like the reason why you're coming in muffled is when you're looking away from the microphone. I think that's the reason why.
Let me see if I'll switch it on the directional guide. Does that open it up a little bit more?
I mean, it sounds better on my end. Mark, when you hear that, can you let us know? Blake, keep talking a little bit and see, just to see like how the levels. Because Mark did message me on Slack right now and did mention that you are sounding muffled.
Okay. Is there any way to like open up the volume on my end? Like I'm opening up Zoom, and I'm trying to see.
Yeah, let me look in there.
I see my. Oh, I just muted myself. Audio settings. It's output volume that's on my end. Input volume. Okay, it's adjusting on the fly. So I don't know. I'm gonna just turn it around so it works a little bit better for me.
Yeah.
Let me see if I go into my system preferences and.
Well, the thing is I don't think it's actually your end. It's actually mine. Here, I'm gonna turn up my volume because what it is your voice is coming through my microphone, and coming and hitting them. So probably the reason why we're having issues that you're sounding muffled is actually that.
Got you.
So Mark just said, let me pull up my Slack so I can see his message. He says, I can hear him. It's just comparatively, I'm really, comparatively to me, a real struggle. So they can hear me clearly. So we just have to figure out how we can possibly maybe use that thing that I mentioned earlier. What was it called?
Oh, that audio loop thing?
Yeah, audio loop. Let me see if I can't find it. It's not even popping up anymore. Yeah, we'll just have to. That's probably the biggest thing that we're having problems with right now is the fact that we're trying to figure out how to get the audio situation to work. Because I can't change the settings on my microphone. Because what will happen is I will come in too loud, or it will pick up more of the background noise. So we just have to figure out, and I think that we can try like some things on the fly here since we're doing this.
So I can up the input volume on my microphone. I don't know if it's going to help much, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like when you're talking right now like this, you're pretty loud.
Yeah. Am I?
Yeah, at least to me, and maybe may be like, they can hear you a bit better. So just keep talking and let's see if that works.
Okay. I am still talking. So yeah, how's everything like San Diego wise? Like, are there still people hanging out on the beach?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. Our roommate seems to want
not
to.
Even looking outside.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been staying in this general area. I have actually gone out. I've gone to like the store, or I've gone to pick up food and stuff like that from like a drive-through or pizza or stuff like that. But I haven't been going out to anywhere beyond this. I have not traveled farther Okay, so Mark says that's heaps better. So he says that he can actually hear you a lot better now. So that's good.
Okay. So it might have just been because like the cardioids or whatever they are in the microphone. Maybe it's just because my head was moving down too much and the
Yeah.
microphone just didn't know where to actually focus.
He says it's not perfect, but it's way better.
You're not perfect, Mark.
It's okay, Enzo. My dog's like hearing stuff outside and he's like freaking out. He's like, my mommy better not have left me. But yeah.
We're actually dealing with like from being home more now. Our animals are like, I don't know, they're like warming up to us now. I guess our one cat is like not as
Distant.
not as much of like a recluse and distant. She's like out all the time now, and she's like just kind of hanging out with us, which is pretty interesting to see like the change in like only a few days.
Yeah. Evidently, Mark just got to the point where you said he's not perfect. Yeah, so there's like probably about a 30-second to minute lag time. I don't think there's any problem with that. I think that's fine for what we're doing here. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, let me try this. I'm gonna open up that loopback thing and see if I can't figure out how to do it. Let's see. We want audio. What would it be? Would it be audio input capture, I'm guessing?
I would assume so. No. Well, it's coming from your system. So
Actually, we might have it. I might have it. Hold on 1 second. Because I just pulled that up, and it shows the loopback audio. So I'm gonna mute myself, or actually no, we're gonna mute my audio on here, and I'm going to get. Let's see if I can get. All right, we have Zoom. Okay, speak.
Hello, still speaking.
Okay. So let's see if this is gonna work. So we're gonna choose the loopback audio. Okay, so now I want you to speak.
Yep. Drawn eyes. Drawing eyes.
Okay, that's interesting because I can't hear you now.
Okay.
But it's now taking that audio.
So
that is interesting.
You still can't hear me though. Yep. You cannot hear me.
So now let me do audio. How are we going to do this? This is interesting though, right? Because it's now. I wonder if they can hear you a lot better because of the audio input capture, or they can hear me.
So whoever is on the stream, I know that you're like 30 seconds.
Evidently Mark's like, oh wow, he's super loud. Okay, so let's drop that down. We're gonna drop you down to 50 to where I'm at. And he says I'm quieter now. Okay. So hopefully, go ahead and speak, Blake. I can't tell if you are.
Still speaking. I'm still speaking. It's happening.
Okay.
Waving arms around. It's interesting that I can hear you, but you cannot hear me. So now I'm just talking to myself like a crazy person.
So hopefully
kind of like
Mark,
Rocky.
it should be working perfectly where we're at the same volume. Because I did set our volume at about the same. So, Mark, let me know in the chat or in Slack if it sounds better now. We just have to figure out how we're going to do, how I'm going to hear you.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay, he says that's
on
getting better.
You, man.
Okay, he says bring you down a little bit and bring me up a little bit more. Okay, I just did that. Hopefully that sounds better.
And I'm talking to Rocky like you can hear me. He can not hear me at all.
How?
Super weird. Yeah, this is fun. I'm just bouncing around, drawing, having a good old time over here. It's even
you know what? I know how to fix this. I know how to fix it.
Rocky is not contributing to this conversation at all.
Monitor. Internal
speaker. At the monitor situation.
I think we got it.
You can hear me.
I can hear you.
You can hear me.
but I'm
Can you hear me?
wondering. I can hear you now. I'm gonna turn you down. Okay, speak again.
Hello. How can you actually hear me now?
I can hear you now,
Okay.
but I'm wondering
That's
if
good.
they can. I actually, you know what will be better? 1 second. Let me get my AirPods
Okay. Then
because that way I don't want them to pick you up twice as much. Mark, can you still hear Blake? Okay, he's like a little better now.
I love that Mark's playing this audio engineer.
I know, right?
Like I was like talking and realizing that you still couldn't hear me. And it's just so interesting to do that, but like you're troubleshooting and I'm still responding to you, so the conversation probably still works.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Okay, that's weird because now it says that my AirPod Pros are connected, but yet it's. This is so weird. Oh, okay. I know what the problem is. So let me actually delete this. So 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
AirPod Pros. All right. So speak. There we go.
Still speaking.
All right.
I'm doing my like freeform jazz illustration right now because I can't. Doing the troubleshooting with this, it's actually pretty hard to like focus. So like this is the best way for me not to focus is just to very roughly scribble and just like have a weird time.
Yeah. So Mark's saying it's better. So what I've got right now is you're set to negative 6.3 dB, and I'm set to negative 13.8 dB. So hopefully that's sounding better on his end.
Yep.
But it
Look at that. We've
seems
got
like.
a.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. I was gonna say we have a full 6 people going on
I
right now.
know. Please, guys, if you guys are tuning in and you're watching the stream, let us know. Say hello in the chat if you guys have any questions whatsoever. We are basically going through here, and we're just trying to test this out. Okay, Mark says that we're actually about the same now in volume, so that's good. So I think we actually finally have it dialed in. So the loopback actually
Pretty much
works.
Professionals.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I am going to because we're in a trial mode. Let me see how much it costs to purchase this.
That's
Hopefully
the audio mixing software that you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably $70 a week.
No, it's one-time purchase, but it's $100.
Yeah, gotcha. That's how they get you.
All I need is one user, though, so $100 should work.
That's interesting that that's the thing that cleans it up. Because I just assumed that it would just like work, but you know what happens when you assume.
Yeah. I just brought mine up a little bit. Yeah. So Jimmy D Rock says the audio sounds great now. Literally,
Awesome.
Mark is telling me, okay, so you need to bring yours up just a tiny bit more. So I just brought mine
Me
up.
or you?
Me. So I'm at negative 9.5. You're at negative 6.3. So it sounds like that's a good thing. So probably what will happen is we'll just have to dial this in each time depending on who it is that we have on, and everything. I think that's what's probably going to end up happening, just because otherwise we might run into some problems. Jeffrey Bates, I think is how you say your last name. Good day from Australia. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Has the wildfires been put out? I have no idea. I don't follow the news as much. Of course, now I am with everything that's going on.
Yeah, I also feel like in the wildest way, though the wildfires like are terrible, they've been overshadowed by what is happening right now, and like I think Australia's got it pretty bad too.
Yeah.
So.
Jeffrey says, hope you all are staying safe. Yes, we are, or at least we're trying to. Blake is hunkered down up in Canada in the Great White North. He has a stockpile of food. If anybody needs to, here is his address, and you guys can totally take his food. I'm kidding.
Stay away from my toilet paper, you monsters.
I keep seeing people, posting, what is it? What's that new fad that's like Vine?
That's like what?
It's like Vine.
Oh, TikTok?
TikTok, yeah. I've been seeing people post TikToks of people gambling with toilet paper.
That's
Um,
awesome. I've
I
seen the
know.
Game of Thrones one where you sit amongst a throne of
Oh
toilet
my
paper.
god. No, I haven't seen
Yeah.
that one yet. It's crazy though. I used to collect silver, and
Okay.
silver price
Completely normal.
has, yeah, yeah, completely normal. Silver prices have dropped so much. Actually,
Oh,
let me
I
check that.
nothing is safe right now, man.
Yeah, you would think, like, I imagine that's probably going to go up as things change, but let's see. Oh, whoa! It skyrocketed. If this is
Oh,
correct, it skyrocketed because it was 12 something an ounce, and now it's
oh,
saying. Let me make sure that I'm correct on this because this is okay. It hasn't skyrocketed as much as they're saying, but it went from 12.16 to 14.16 in a day. That's interesting.
oh.
Mark's like, I'm sitting amongst a throne of bourbon and Welch fruit snacks.
Yeah.
I have a order, an Amazon pantry order coming in on Monday of, what
Yeah.
was it? It was nothing like substantial. It was 2 boxes of Nutri-Grain bars, which I love.
Yeah.
Two 30 count packs of Quaker Rice Crisp snacks. You know, like they're basically a bag of chips, but they're rice snacks. I actually
Yeah.
like those. And two 13-ounce bags of Jolly Rancher fruit chews.
Okay. I I like the essentials.
Well, that's literally all that I could get. Like, there was nothing else. In fact, I don't even think, at least yesterday, their pantry site was down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't even think you could get anything. Now it looks like they're back up, and it does look like they have more stuff on there. In fact, while we're discussing this, I'm gonna look and see what they have. Is there anything that you need, Blake?
Uh, just send it on over. No, I'm pretty good. It's interesting. Like I live in a pretty small town outside of Toronto, and the hysteria is not as wild as I hear it is, which like is great because I think it's also like kind of tiered down. Everybody did their like lineup at the grocery store, and now people are like, oh wait, the food supply is not the problem. Like stay home and like be healthy, don't go out. So it feels like it's not too bad. Like everybody just kind of walks down the street beside each other, um,
Mm-hmm.
both giving each other a bit of side eye, but also like not like to be upset with each other, just to be like, okay, we have to be away from each other. Like, do you have it? Do we? Like, it's this like thing that's going on, and we're all aware of it, but it's unspoken still. It seems at this point amongst like people walking down the street.
Yeah. Let me ask the chat now because I am getting a thing saying here that there is an error, that it's not being very smooth. I want to make sure that everything is going good on your guys' end. It like make sure that that the sound's still good, the video quality is still good, and everything. Because I don't want this to be really bad. I mean, I don't think there's too much. I mean, there is still the 30-second delay from what I'm seeing. There's 8 people viewing right now. So
Mhm.
again, if you guys like what you're seeing, please chat below. We'd love to hear from you. We're testing everything out. We're just trying to see what works. We're watching Blake create some awesome sketches and doodles here. So
Weirdness.
please definitely check it out, or please let us know. I'm actually going to go ahead and buy this loopback license because I think I can also. Um, Mark says we're pretty fluid, so I think we're good.
Okay.
Blake's still pretty fluid, so I don't know why it's popping up like that. So, but no, I think that this is actually going to help me out with doing podcasts as well.
Nice. Oh yeah. I think once you can get creators creating, like there's also I love talking about
being creative, but also just creating on the fly, or like the tips and tricks that you'll be able to get from people. Like if you have this kind of stream up, I
Yeah.
think it could just continue to like build something different. Even well, because we were on a call the other day and we were just kind of talking about like how do we do stuff essentially. Like it was more or less like if we were to do a conference workshop, how would that work in this climate, and how do we do that now?
Yeah.
This is like, especially considering that we're so far apart from each other, but like we're not. That's the interesting part. Like, and we never have been because of the internet. It's just we haven't had to think on our feet in the same kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, like, and we're talking about like putting on webinars together, and so this is even part of that. Just like figuring out how to go about doing something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Mason Dahl. Where do you see yourself in the next 1 or 2 years, Rocky, as a designer and life changes like location? We're probably still going to be in San Diego. We are talking about moving eventually, maybe in the next 2 to 5 years. Georgia is looking a lot better just to be closer to my mom, who is currently going through cancer right now. She actually just had on St. Patty's Day her last radiation treatment, so we're hoping that she's going to be cleared. But we have been talking about hopefully buying a house. Right now, though, we need to work on paying down debts and saving up money. Right now, it looks like that's even further out because of everything that is going on right now with the pandemic and with the potential of a global recession. So that it's something where we want to be able to buy a house, we want to move, but even though it's more expensive to live here than it is to live somewhere else, it actually is cheaper to stay here because of like having to rent a truck and everything like that. But I think that location wise, San Diego is still going to be home for a few more years. When it comes to like you know business and my studio and everything like that, I think that I'm still going to be an independent studio owner. I don't plan on having any employees, but I do plan on hiring and contracting out my friends, like Blake here, for work. So that's what I'm hoping for. I think that as a freelancer independent studio owner, I'm in a good spot compared to larger studios.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they're going to be struggling a lot more with the potential recession and everything.
All right. All right, what do you think of this, Rocky?
I think it's great, man. I love it. I actually, what I'm going to do is I'm pasting in here. I got my code, and so we now have, we've now unlocked it. So now we should have no problems whatsoever with the audio.
Nice.
And in fact, I'm going to keep the loop back in my dock here from here on out, so that way we can open this stuff up. So yeah, so the audio they said that after 20 minutes on the trial, the quality would actually decrease, but now that we actually have it unlocked, we should be good.
Sweet. So I'm also curious, like after we did this test and all this, are you going to just post this up as like a video, or are you going to leave this in like live stream land?
I mean, like it's going to be up there and everything. It will be up there on the website, on the YouTube channel. Just want to make sure that we're still good. Yeah, we're still good. I don't know how. Let me see. Let me go to my channel. Let me make sure that the other streams I've been doing are popping up on there. Yeah, they're popping up. They're still being up. They're automatically uploaded.
Nice.
So we should be good.
It does seem like YouTube's the one to go with. Like Twitch was dead for a good chunk.
For all of it. I mean, there was nobody responding, no one commenting or anything like that. So it's great to see everybody pop in here and add stuff. Mason says, that's cool that you are in San Diego. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. but maybe moving there in San Diego this summer. How do you like San Diego, and any advice on making friends in a new city? San Diego is great. It is expensive. That's the biggest thing to keep in mind, especially coming out from the East Coast. I came from Savannah, Georgia, and I moved out here about, let's see, it'll actually be 5 years, I think, in August. And I did not understand how much of a difference it was. And so when I took my job out here, I thought that making $55,000 a year was a great salary, but that's hard to live on when you're supporting. I was supporting my mom and our 2 dogs, so it was kind of difficult. When it comes to like making friends in San Diego or any new city, the best thing to do is to go to events when there's not a pandemic. Not now. Don't go to any events right now. But when there's no pandemic, you can go to a bunch of events, and you can meet people that way. You can join Slack channels in between then, and it should be good. So I would definitely suggest that. But yeah, and please, guys, if you have questions, just keep them coming. We are loving the questions. We're loving the fact that we're able to actually, talk to everybody. We're testing this out, so we're making sure that the stream is working correctly, making sure that the volume sounds good. So if there's any hiccups at all, please let us know so that we can alter things later. But it seems like the stream is healthy, but every once in a while we do get like a little thing that pops up and says warning or error, but everything seems to be good.
Oh, there you go. Come and hang out at Shauna's Drink and Draw on April 2nd.
Oh, is it going to be a live
We'll
stream?
drink and draw.
Oh, it's a virtual. Okay. Yeah, because Shauna usually will do a drink and draw at Creative South, but because of the fact that we're not going to Creative South, at least not now, she's doing it on here, so it actually makes perfect sense. I'm curious, are you thinking about doing the whole canceled con, Blake, or have you heard about that?
Yeah, I reached out to Andrew about it, and he said like he would reach back out if he needed some help or whatever. But he said the outpour of like people in general is just unbelievable, and it's really good to see the community like helping with that, like in any way they can. I really love seeing that, and it just goes to show like as much as like we all wanted to go to Creative South and all that, it just seems like this is what's up?
So my camera, because the problem is it overheats from time to time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove. You can still hear me, right, guys?
Yeah. Well, I can.
Okay.
I assume they can.
Yeah, I'm assuming they can. So let me just I'm just going to turn off that, and I'm just going to increase the size of your window.
Sure.
So they can still hear me. They just can't see me right now. Yeah. But yeah, what happens is with this camera is it does overheat after a while.
How long do you get with it?
I get close to an hour, like probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Mark's asking if he can share the link. Of course, Mark, you can share. So what I just did was I just replaced it for now, and I'll be able to turn on my camera once again in just probably about like 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes. I knew that was probably going to happen, but
I was actually going to ask what camera you had. I know that you've talked about it before, but
yeah. So I have the Sony A7 III. It's a $3,000 camera.
Yeah, that's lots of money.
Yeah, it was my big purchase of 2019, and it's definitely really great. I love it, and I think that it's an amazing investment. Excuse me, Perrier burps. I actually I ordered a dummy battery in order to stop this from happening, stop the overheating. Because what's happening is, because it's running on battery, that's the reason why it overheats.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
so the dummy battery should get in hopefully sometime next week. I don't understand why it hasn't even shipped yet. In fact, I'm gonna check on that right now as we speak. But once I get the dummy battery, then we should be good to go for a lot longer.
Nice. I was actually looking at some of the streamer, like just the stationary streamer cameras, like the Logitech Brio and all that
I
kind of
actually
stuff.
ordered one. I had ordered
Oh,
one and
did you?
canceled it. Yeah, well, see,
Oh,
I finally got the cam link to work. And so because I got the cam link to work, I decided to cancel, but that was going to be my streaming cam. I would definitely suggest the Brio. I think the Brio is going to be the best possible video quality for
then
your,
there
streaming.
is another one out right now. It's the Logitech. It's got like a gray aesthetic to it, kind of like a fabric, and it's getting like a lot of good play, I guess. I don't understand who it's for. Like I watched a YouTube
What was it
video.
again? Say that again.
It's another Logitech one, but it's kind of like it's about a block. You can't see me. Can you see me?
I can
You
see
can
you.
see me
Yeah, I
in,
can see.
in
I can
Zoom,
see you
yeah.
because I'm. Yeah, they can't.
So it's like a block, like a good chunky block of like let's say the size of a. God, I can't even use it as an example right now because I don't have anything around me. But like a half a tennis ball or something. But like imagine a cube, and it's supposed to be really good, and you can do like foreshortening in the background and like blur things out. But they also said that there's like a lot of weird features that are for like if the camera was like off the stationary track, or sorry, the static track, and they're like, why would you need this? Because if you're a streamer, it stays in the same place most of the time. But it
Yeah.
does the auto face tracking and all that stuff too. So
Yeah, I think that the Brio is good. It's very over expensive right now.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I would definitely suggest though that would be a good camera to get instead of spending as much money as I did on mine. But I also want to do YouTube videos, and I also need a tax write-off. So,
Sure. As you
um,
do.
so Mason says, I have a Sony A7 III, just got it a few months ago. I just got mine in December. Waiting for Sigma 2470 to come out in a few weeks to pair with it. I just have on right now. Let me see if I can read it. It's the Tamron, I think. Yeah, the Tamron. 2875. That's the one that I have right now. Sorry if the volume just went crazy on my end. Um, but that's the one that I have right now. I don't think I will need another lens. I think just this lens is perfect because the only thing that I'm going to be doing with this camera is doing my streaming, doing my YouTube content, and I might record some videos when I go to like conferences like Creative South. Like I was planning on recording a bunch of video content out there. I even bought a brand new book bag just to carry all of my camera equipment.
Yeah, you're the guy with the rig whenever you show up. It's the time I met you at Creative South, seeing like you had everything going, I was like, oh, this guy's not screwing around.
Yeah.
Did you
Mason's.
capture most of the conference too, don't you?
I was trying to. I stopped though. It just didn't. I did that one time and it didn't work out.
Okay.
So let's just put it that way. And I never had the time to actually go through and execute on anything. It was just a big headache.
Sure.
Mason says the Tamron 2875 is really nice. It was between that and the Sigma, but after I looked at some of the reviews, I'm waiting on the Sigma. But splitting hairs, they are both great. Yeah, I mean, it's really just comes down to your preference and what you want to do. A lot of times with these lenses, when I did tons of research, I spent probably about a month researching which camera I wanted to get.
Mm.
My friend Peter Del Tondo, of course, Peter Blake.
Yep.
He was the one that turned me on to the Sony A7 III, and I just decided it was better to go big or go home with this, and I decided, you know what, that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to pick up the Sony A7 III, and I love it. I think it's the best camera I've ever owned, and I would never trade it at all. Jeffrey says, I'm a photographer. Sony is a great camera. Go and buy a cheap 50 millimeter focal length 1.4 lens. I mean, I'll probably end up, I might get one more lens, but that's about it. And I know that picking up something like that is probably the best, because it's almost like treating it like an original camera.
All right, I don't know where to go from here. I'm just like filling in spaces. It's slowly like filling itself up and filling itself up. I just wanted to, in our test time, I was like, let's just go free form. So
yeah. Well, let me ask you something here. This hits home with like streaming. What is your thought process when you're putting together these doodles? I mean, I can tell you what mine is, but I'd love to hear yours.
I honestly, it's really like just top of mind. Like over the years, I've constantly like just thought about really random like weird things, and I'm into like odd pop culture bits. I love like street art and like the sporadic and like randomness of all that stuff. So I like, as a 90s kid, you know how you like, I just like watched a lot of cartoons and was into
Yep.
really like cool skateboard graphics, and everything was super random and gross but cute, and all
Mm-hmm.
these different things that I loved. So I just kind of harken back to all of the things that I liked. And even if like I just say, for instance, like decide to draw a shape, I'll quickly be like, oh, well, that kind of looks like a smile. So I'll put like a tongue there and I'll throw some teeth on it, and I'll just like scribble in really quickly, like, and I get like a bit of an idea out of it. So it's more of like a geometric kind of shape puzzle that I'm always putting together. And the looser I can be, the more kind of random I can be. And at the same time, as if I'm doing this, I'm like, if I do that geometric like kind of exercise, I
Mm-hmm.
find new things come out of it, and then I'm like, oh, now I'll put that into my like more normal drawing on the day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So
Let me.
this kind of just allows my mind to wander.
Yeah. Let me ask you. So, is there certain things that you draw a lot that you draw over and
Oh,
over again? I mean, I know that's
yeah,
true. Like you
yeah,
definitely do, but
you know that's true.
yeah.
Skulls, like that's probably my go-to all the time. Like whatever I can
Mm-hmm.
draw as a skull. Just random shapes. Characters, I guess, is if I was to wrap it in a bow, I think it's characters. Like anything that's kind of world building, I might take that back. And I have like we were actually comparing notes the other day, but like our different ways of note taking, and I
Yeah.
might actually like take that and write like a little 3 sentence like limerick story regarding that character that I might like go back to later, and hopefully like make like a little 3 panel comic or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever heard of Nick Bear?
oh yeah, yeah.
Bear Man Beast. He has always been a huge inspiration for me. In fact, like some of the doodles I've been doing recently in my sketchbook have actually been inspired by him, by just taking it and adding my own little twist and style to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's something where I'll honestly forget all about his stuff, and then it'll pop up on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, now I'm back into doodling in my sketchbook.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah, I
that's
think
good,
like,
that to be inspired back and forth by all that kind of stuff.
oh yeah, I think that like a lot of times, for one, I am always jealous of just like your freeform style, and the fact that you do a lot of this type of work, because I don't get to do a lot of this type of
Sure.
illustration and doodling work. And so whenever I see you're posting more and more stuff with it, I'm always just like, oh, I want to do more of that. But I do see the '90s inspiration here, very much so.
Yeah, I'm actually like, if I grab all these layers. Oh, and Rocky's on a motorcycle right now. It's a very interesting and
Yeah, right. Yeah.
not a normal way to
Um,
podcast, but you know.
No, so the reason why you hear that in the background, I've got my sliding door to my patio open right now, and we actually live on the side of a hill, and so you hear a lot of people driving up this hill, and for some reason I don't understand this. And you would think that people would be speeding going down the hill. No, no, no. People speed going up the hill. Like, they are like gonna blow out their engines, and motorcycles especially love it.
That's interesting. I'm not in that kind of world at all. I feel like a guy at work always jokes around with me. He says that I live in like Del Boca Vista, like retirement community.
I mean, like, honestly, the area that we live in is really nice. We when I look out, if one tree that's in front of where we live was cut down, we would have a perfect view of this mountain near us. Yeah, it's really
awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. But
Definitely don't
no,
have mountains.
I mean, I lived in Georgia most of my life, and I didn't have mountains. That's why I love California. The landscape from the southern part of California all the way up to the northern part changes so much.
Would you say that's your favorite place that you've been so far? Like California is like your
visited
spot?
or traveled to? I would say.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I would say California is my favorite place to just like travel and be around. I mean, I first came to California a month before I moved to California. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I have been to California, but it's only ever been for work. So I never got to experience it, I think, in the way that people kind of romanticize about it. So I went and I was like, oh, this is like super fun and I'd like to come back. I still haven't been back, so
I think like San Francisco I really like San Francisco. I would never live there in a billion years. I've turned down so many jobs. Yeah, I just.
So why not San Francisco?
It's way more expensive than San Diego. I mean, it's we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo, and our rent is $22.50 a month. This same condo in San Francisco would probably be $6,000 to $7,000 a month.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a little much.
Yeah. So when you hear people like, oh yeah, like they're offering me, $100,000, $120,000, $150,000, I'm like, no. There was a time where I was at Epicurrent's Winter Work Week, and I can't. His name is like escaping me right now, but he works at Facebook, and Facebook has tried to recruit me many times in the past, and he was like, Rocky, like I want you to come on. I want you to be the art director of like the emojis and the stickers and stuff like that. And he was like, I told him, I was like, nah, I'm good. He's like, 120,000. I'm like, nope. He's like 150,000. Nope. He got up to over 200,000, and I said no. That shows you how much I don't.
It's all relative, though.
Yeah, it's all relative. I mean, still $200,000. That would be good up there and everything, but it's not. I just don't think I would be happy up there.
Sure.
So, but no, it's I think that living in San Diego is one of the better parts of California, I think, in general. I mean, there are so many great parts about California, but that's just my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. How long have we been on this stream for, Rock?
We have been on. We are literally just about 30 seconds away from an hour doing YouTube. So, sweet. I mean, I think that's. If we want to, we can end here. I mean, we've got like 6 people who are watching us and everything. I think like let's do just like a quick, round. Like, hey, does anybody have, any questions or anything like that that they would like to ask? Let's see.
Yeah, I can stick around for a little bit longer, but I do want to go and my kid's like, I think she's getting antsy again. So.
No worries. Oops. Yeah. Wrong. I'm like trying to fix my screen here so that we get let's see, what am I trying to do? Zoom meeting, that's the one I need to decrease. Okay, and I am back. My video is back. Blake, if you want to stop sharing your screen, then we can bring you into the mix.
Get out of here. Damn you, Zoom.
Yeah, so let's do just like a final, like, what, 10 minutes of Q&A. If anyone who's out there, any of the six people viewing, have any questions that they would like us to speak on. Oh, and my camera goes out again.
Can you
Oh
see
my
me
God.
now?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
My camera does not want to work. Yeah, it has to do with the fact that it was overheated, but I would think that after about 10-15 minutes it would be working fine. So that's a bummer, but I'll just turn my camera off.
Yeah, that's all right
Or
though. I think this was just like a awesome. This actually like worked very well as far as like setting it up, and I think you like troubleshooted like a pro going through all of the audio stuff. And thank you to everybody in the channel too for like just actually chiming in and helping us through this.
Yeah, I think we both really appreciate it. I'm actually going to jump in on my crappy webcam,
Hmm.
just so that we can both be in here. Let's see. Let's get this fixed up here. There we go. Now you can really see the difference between using the cam link and using my camera and doing this horrible webcam. Let me turn off these lights because they're unnecessary right now. Or maybe they are necessary. Okay, we'll keep those on.
I happen to have like a pretty good bunch of light coming in my room, so it's working out okay.
Yeah, I mean, you see right here, like the light is really really good.
Hmm.
And then I've got two Elgato key lights up here as
Hmm.
well. And so that's what does this. I can change like how bright the lights are, going down to off to all the way full power.
Hmm.
So let's see. Mark's saying that your video is a little bit choppy. I'm seeing that too. I think it's just because we're doing the video. I don't know. I think it should be fine though for now. I think it was
Yeah.
perfectly fine with maybe it was also choppy with the drawing, but we just couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Mark's
Oh,
saying
compared to before, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if that is just like a weird input switch and it's not liking that. That would be weird though.
Yeah, I mean, we're still green on the stream and everything. I don't know. I think it's just some weird setting.
Yeah. Let me
And
start
Enzo
camera.
here is like jumping in. He's like, I want to be on the stream. I can draw with my paws.
Look at him. He's just hanging out, eh?
Oh yeah. But yeah, I guess nobody's gonna have any questions, so I think we can basically just end there. I think that it would be great if we could do this again. We don't have to do it daily together, but if we want to do it a couple times a week, I think that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that. Like let's see if we can make the best of this odd scenario that we're in and
Yep.
just be creative together. I'd love to see you on the stream too one time. I want to see your iPad doodle situation.
Yeah, and I think that that's something that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing stuff like that, but I'm also going to try and create in Adobe Illustrator as well. The one thing I found is as long as I start to stream without Illustrator open, it should work fine. If I have Illustrator opened when I am trying to stream or when I'm about to start streaming, it will definitely not work. So
Cool.
Jimmy D Rock says yes, definitely more streams. We will
That's awesome.
definitely be back for more and everything. Yeah, I think maybe Tuesday of next week might be a fun time to start if you're free at any point.
Yeah, what's your time right now?
My time right now is 1:43 p.m.
Okay. So yeah, I'm 3 hours ahead.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
I was actually even thinking it might work for me a few times, like in the evenings. I feel like I need to get, like, if my kid's sleeping, I need to get a little sound dampener in here or something. So I'll figure that out though.
Yeah, and we can I'm actually good to do a couple streams per day, even on certain days.
We could even do like a lunchtime one or something like that too. Well, I guess it'd be lunchtime my time, which would be very early for you. So
yeah,
not very early,
it might
but
be
it
a
would be
little too early.
Just roll out of bed and get into it.
Yeah, right. I'll have like bedhead and everything like that. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and end this now. If anybody has any questions moving forward after the stream, you guys can definitely leave some in the comments. You can DM me or Blake on Instagram or Twitter. I'm just basically, volunteering you for this. I'm always open to answering any questions.
Yeah, for sure.
As always, everybody, remember to stay passionate, stay positive, and stay creative. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't do anything crazy. All right.
man.
So I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream now.
Sweet.